You don't say yes because you want to. You say yes because your body tightens when you imagine saying no. There's a pause, barely a second, where you feel it. A small internal alarm, a rush of thoughts. What if they get upset? What if they think I'm selfish? What if this changes how they see me? So you smile, you agree, you adjust yourself to fit the moment. And on the outside, you look generous, reliable, easy to work with. On the inside, something quietly disappears every time you do it. This is the paradox. The very thing that once kept you safe, being agreeable, accommodating, available, is now the thing slowly draining you. What once protected your relationships is now sabotaging your sense of self. You weren't born unable to say no. You learned it. You learned that saying no created tension. You learned that asserting yourself came with consequences. You learned that being easy kept the peace. So you became fluent in yes. Yes to extra work. Yes to emotional labor. Yes to conversations you didn't have the energy for. Yes when your body was asking for rest. Yes when your inner voice was quietly begging you to stop. And the hidden pain isn't just exhaustion. It's the grief of realizing that people know the version of you that serves them, but not the version that is tired, honest, or whole. Psychologically, this pattern often comes from conditional attachment, a childhood environment where approval, safety, or affection depended on performance, compliance, or emotional caretaking. One key concept here is fawn response. While most people know fight or flight, the fawn response is a lesser-known survival strategy where a child learns to stay safe by pleasing, appeasing, and anticipating others' needs. It's not weakness, it's intelligence under pressure. Another concept is parentification, when a child is subtly placed in the role of emotional support, mediator, or responsible one. When your nervous system learns early that your needs come second, it wires itself around others. You become externally oriented, constantly scanning for cues, moods, expectations. This creates hypervigilance, a state where your brain is always alert to potential relational danger. Not danger like violence, but danger like disappointment, withdrawal, or rejection. Your nervous system treats these as threats. Neurologically, this means your stress response activates not when someone yells, but when someone might be unhappy with you. Your brain learns. Connection requires compliance. Over time, this becomes automatic. Saying yes feels like relief. Saying no feels like danger. And because it's subconscious, you don't experience it as fear. You experience it as being nice. The deepest cost isn't overcommitment, it's self-erasure. Every time you override your own limits, you teach yourself, quietly, repeatedly, that your inner signals don't matter, that your discomfort is less important than harmony. This creates an invisible grief, the grief of the unlived life, the grief of choices made to avoid tension instead of pursue truth. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. For people who can't say no, acceptance feels dangerous because authenticity once came with loss. So you trade honesty for belonging. You trade rest for reliability. You trade desire for approval. And the fear underneath it all is simple and devastating. If I stop being useful, I will stop being loved." This fear makes even simple moments complex. A request isn't just a request, it's a test. A boundary isn't just a boundary, it's a risk. A no isn't just a word, it's a potential rupture. So you carry the weight quietly, you show up, you help, you stay, and slowly resentment grows. Not because others are cruel, but because you are invisible to yourself. These patterns don't disappear in adulthood. They evolve. You might say yes at work and quietly burn out, then blame yourself for being weak, overfunction in relationships, becoming the emotional manager while your needs stay unspoken. Feel anxious before setting even small boundaries, like declining a call or taking a day off. Resent people for asking things you agreed to. Feel disconnected from your own desires because you've spent years prioritizing others. Struggle to identify what you actually want without referencing someone else. They become adults who are dependable but exhausted, kind but quietly angry, helpful but deeply lonely. And here's the crucial reframe. These are coping strategies, not personality traits. You are not just like this. You adapted. The first step isn't forcing boundaries or rehearsing assertive scripts. It's witnessing. Witnessing the moment your body tightens. Witnessing the urge to explain, soften, over-justify. Witnessing the inner voice that says, just say yes so this can be over. Healing begins when you stop gaslighting that voice and start listening to it with compassion. Healing doesn't mean becoming cold or selfish. It means becoming integrated. Practices like inner child reparenting help here, learning to respond to your own discomfort the way a safe adult would, not with pressure, but with protection. This means choosing softness where you once chose compliance, pausing instead of answering immediately, letting discomfort exist without rushing to fix it. It also means doing shadow work, meeting the parts of you that were never allowed to say no and letting them exist without shame. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors with locks you control. As psychologist Donald Winnicott wrote, the true self can only emerge when the false self no longer has to perform. You are not broken because you can't say no. You are patterned, and patterns can be unlearned. The goal isn't to become harder, it's to become whole, to let your yes mean yes, and your no mean safety. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who gives too much of themselves. And remember, healing isn't about fixing who you are. It's about finally making room for all of you.